Oh, yeah.
Think I fixed it.
I forgot this one.
I fixed it.
You fixed it?
I think I fixed it. You don't remember the hard outs?
I know. You got it. Some guy emailed you.
No, that's not. I didn't take his shit.
Stolen valor.
Nah. Whatever his name is, Badik. I hate this arm, by the way.
Why?
Nothing makes it better.
Simple jump. You got to do it at the base one, I think. So give back a little bit. No, that way. Yeah, that one doesn't go back any further. Well, that's because this is a stellar way to start.
You think I'd do that before we start?
Night talk. We've spent 20 minutes putting this cool frame on the video.
This is really good.
The cool ROI frame. If anybody wants to tell a friend, family, loved one about this show, we are the #1 business meets comedy podcast, comedy meets business, whatever you want to
Sure about that?
Entrepreneurship with dick jokes, real raw talk.
Oh, you're bringing back all the greatest hits, I see.
I got to give a hottie toddy. Yeah.
Boy.
Re-ending. That's our outro.
Doesn't mean I can't use it.
If you are listening to this in your ear holes right now, why don't you hook up a little review, a little subscribe.
If you're listening to it through any other holes, tell us about that too.
Yeah.
That's medically incredible.
Can you listen to things through your butthole? I feel like a lot of people over my life have told me what things that you wouldn't think could go up your ass can, and you can absorb it.
But chugging, maybe?
Well, our boy that we used to work with that said he does coffee enemas.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
I know you did. I think about it every day.
God.
And just how we kept our composure when he was telling that.
I think that was a secondhand story for me personally from you.
No, you talked to him first, and then I asked him.
Oh,
individually.
Oh, right. I guess
both letting.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those were days.
He's so serious about it. Look, it's one of those things where he may listen to this show. I don't know. You know, he's that kind of. He's a very sincere guy.
Yeah.
And he's very much into alternative methods of health and wellness and all that. And he was really, really going hard in the paint on coffee enema.
Yeah.
How great it is for you.
I'm still not sure that he doesn't have some kind of gold mine. He's like, I'm not so sure if he does. Like, it could be legit, honestly.
I think
from what I'm recently.
If you want to go get one, we can.
Not the coffee enemas.
Oh,
the other stuff.
I was gonna say
the actual business part of it.
I would film that. We can get a modesty curtain. You know.
Mm-hmm. I thought we were gonna do that for our
like giving birth.
We have to get the butthole fingering. What's that? Proctologist exam.
I asked my doctor last week. Said I don't need to get it.
Yes, you do. If I'm doing it, you have to do it.
That you sound like you're busy. You do it.
We can do it right here. I know a guy.
I don't like your digits very much.
Not me. I'm gonna do you. Not me.
I want a slender finger Asian lady. You know.
Yeah.
I want Sophie Cunningham from the Indiana Fever. Really long.
What?
Long fingers. She's the blonde chick that backs up. She's their goon. Caitlin Clark's goon.
Why do you know this?
Because they put out a lot of hot pics of her out online.
What you're saying
lately?
Makes me want to fight you a little.
What? The WNBA? It's so awesome. I told you my mom is the biggest Caitlin Clark fan, watches every game, and now I get stuff residually.
Yeah.
But the last...
I mean, I've seen some clips, man. They give her a hard time, that's for sure.
Dude, you have to look at clips at her at Iowa just going against dudes. She's really good.
Yeah, no.
Like, there's every WNBA player, we're like, I could probably hang with this one, you know? But her, she's really good. Oh, I do.
You would not beat one WNBA player, and neither would I.
Well, I'm just thinking like brute force. You can just post up and just this ass. Look, I want you to
Problem
look.
is they're as big as we are, though.
I know, but they don't have that leg power.
They probably have more leg power than I got.
Look.
Maybe not you, but like still,
Yeah.
you don't have the touch to make up for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I could do it. It's like Big J Ogerson's bit about having 2 female cops come up. Like, what are you gonna do? You're just there to call other cops.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I think in basketball, where it's not just about beating the shit out of them, you're gonna lose.
I could.
Pretty bad.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That does. I was thinking about this a lot this weekend. A clip we put out there, I did get a lot of personal kind of feedback on about, how we said there is a thing going on with women of our generation. You're 41, I'm 40. Give or take a couple of years, plus or minus from our age. There's a thing where there's a lot of like built up rage within a lot of chicks.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about there's a message, all through their life growing up that they can do it all and be that Sarah Jessica Parker movie.
Yeah.
They're the wife, they're the mom, they have an awesome house, like kept up. They have a career.
Right.
And they work out.
I just saw it on Instagram.
They keep it tight.
Reels.
What'd you see? Oh, you said them. Okay.
I'm being a girl.
They're a good cook.
They'll see like, here's my day. And then it's like 4 a.m. Wake up, start doing meal planning or whatever bullshit. And then it's like, okay, well, you don't show the in-between parts.
That's 1% of 1% of maybe 1%.
Right.
You
don't show all the time it takes you to plan out these shots.
It's like
set the camera up.
To me, it's almost like a pipe dream, like multitasking. There's only a rare few that can actually multitask.
Yeah, what does that even mean? That's like the guy who plays the one-man band who's like blah, blah, with the trombone and the freaking harmonica.
I know what you're talking about. He's got a big bassoon and like...
Yeah, exactly. And smashes his knee together for the cymbals.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Prince when people tell me Prince is he can play. He plays every instrument. I'm like, not at the same time.
Yeah.
He's overrated.
Apparently he's a great basketball player too. He might actually be able to beat a WNBA.
Now he's slippery. I would have trouble with him. I'm good defense, but I'm like Bruce Bowen on the pickup course. Because that's what every friend wants to play with is play against
the guy who gets in the fight.
Man, you're matching up on me. You're gonna play D. I'm like, yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal, I'm gonna board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna dish it back. Maybe hit occasional 3 like Dan Marley. Maybe.
You sure about that?
And by Dan Marley, I mean Dan Cortez in Rock and Jock MTV.
There it is.
50-pointer. But so I got a lot of feedback directly to me.
Right.
About that.
From men or women?
All women.
Okay.
It's got a split, which is kind of interesting. That means it's kind of a good topic in it. Like hypotheticals, if you throw it out there, you're at dinner and you throw something out there, like, would you rather have balls for ears or dick for nose or a sweaty fat taint for a chin? That's
a new wrinkle you've thrown in there.
Oh, I haven't told you that one?
No.
I threw in a third one a couple years ago.
I'm trying to think about how that would work.
And if you ever see me on stage doing stand-up and I throw that out there, that means I can't remember any topics to bring up. Corolla has a good one. Would you rather bang a 7 or a threesome with a total of 11? It can be an 8 and a 3. It could be a 10 and a 1.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? That's a tough one. That's pretty good.
Probably just
whatever, you try to make it even. You try to figure out that hypothetical, make it even. So if you say the 7, you go, what about the 12?
Yeah, I mean, you're a bookie. You're laying lines.
Right. So you're trying to find that middle ground. So I like that it kind of got that response, but it's funny, like I had to be.
So what did the angry ones say?
The angry ones thought we were misogynistic, and I was like, I don't think you heard the whole thing.
Proving my point right now.
What?
I'm being a woman. I'm being this time talking to a woman. How do you not know what I'm doing to think?
Well, you got to do a real voice. You did your voice.
I know, but I'm being you.
Oh no,
your voice.
Yeah, you gotta sound like a marble is in your mouth.
Like a marble's in my mouth. You're too close. I can't do you.
I can't
but
do you.
But I just did.
What?
So I had to explain, like, No. To be able to have this opinion, we have to have empathy for women to be able to get there. Like, you have to understand the plight. We understand women.
It's a good save.
It's honest. Look, you have an older sister. I have 2 older sisters.
I don't have an older sister.
Is she younger?
Yes.
She is?
Mm-hmm.
Mind blown. But you had a sister that was close in age, right?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Yes.
Look, you and I know women in a parking garage have to Wolverine claw their keys when they're alone at night, right?
Mm.
Like, those things, there's a lot of guys that don't get that. That's an empathy kind of line, right?
Yes.
So my point is, like, that we weren't being misogynistic. It's really compassion is really the end of that. It's empathy to go, whoa, I see this as an issue. And then compassion to go, that sucks for them.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're talking about.
Right.
Empathy.
Empathy, then sympathy.
They're getting hammered with it all the time.
Right.
And it's just like, that's not.
But it is funny to see how
leaving it.
it's like probably 4 people personally hit me up on either side of this, right? You know, a DM or in person or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, that's really interesting that this crowd sees it this way, this crowd sees it this way.
Right.
And it's really just
on the flip side, men our age, we don't
communicate.
Well, we just have to be tired. We don't get any pushback on, we have to be great fathers and coach the baseball team and all these things and have a job and provide and all the things that old school men had to do. Also that.
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy, but also like talk to me about your feelings.
Right.
Okay.
Well, the big one is know what you're thinking. I have to like disclaimer every woman I've dated. I go, I'm pretty like, I can catch behavior over time, but not in the moment. And so you're going to have to be explicitly telling me how you're feeling or I'm not going to get it.
Right.
Or like a joke. I say I'm a mentalist. That's a joke.
Yeah. Having the first half of the conversation in your head and then finishing the thought out loud and then expecting you to know what the beginning part was.
Well, when they do it's fine. I'm fine. You're like, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
Right.
And you're like, doesn't seem like you're fine with the way you're saying it.
Yeah.
Body language. You expect me to. And then you get like a stare because you're kind of being sarcastic.
Right. I don't think it's funny.
Or you're, I don't know other way to be because it's like, let's put a little levity into whatever's going on.
Yeah, you think it would work more often.
Well, women like a guy with a sense of humor, right?
Right. You got to be funny too, but not at inappropriate times.
I'd say every third dating profile I've read has that on there. And I'm like, no. Or the people just like bad comedy. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, exactly. He's always doing those movie lines at the right moment.
Here's what I'll say.
Not being funny.
Here was the thought I was getting to was men are stronger, and that we kind of got here by the WNBA conversation.
Brute force, yes.
Yeah, not force. We don't plan really. You and I definitely don't prep together before the show. I might write a couple things down beforehand, but that's about it. That men are stronger, women are tougher. And I'll make the case for women if you want.
What? Giving birth?
That's got. If this was Steve Harvey's, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, let me see.
Yeah.
Giving birth, that'd be number 1. Family Feud.
Show me birth.
Number 2 would be Aunt Flo.
Okay. Well, I'm not arguing it.
No.
But I think
your face kind of went.
Individually, it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I mean, I've heard this from a lot of female comics.
Person.
If men had to deal with what women dealt with, a lot of shit would be different. There'd be abortion drive-thrus. There'd be that kind of line. So you got those two, and then I think the dynamics, and this is painting with broad strokes, obviously. Men have the physical advantage in a relationship. Women have to do mind games. I'm almost on the other side of this, where you're like, oh, they have to do the psychology behind a lot of stuff, a little bit, to have some kind of
in regards to their interactions with a man.
Because think about it. All right, let's look at it like this way. Like if there's a guy that is physically stronger and is psychologically better at that stuff, at kind of like fucking around a little bit, you know? I don't know what you want to call it for short. Mind game.
Manipulating?
Not manipulating, but like, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe we've dealt with it so long that it's just, I think it's standard.
Right. Exactly.
But it's one of those things where we're like, if that's a relationship with a girl is weaker in both, that is weird. That's like almost old school ish, like, you know, control issue kind of thing.
Right.
Like, very brute.
What about one where the woman is stronger, but the man's a better manipulator and he uses her to go out and do his deeds?
So like if we're watching Napoleon Dynamite and the brother Kip,
Right.
who has
Exactly.
LaFonda,
Yeah.
because she could
But
be,
LaFonda is like China from WWE.
or Starla,
And then they have
Maître
like
Quando's.
crime sprees.
Well, yeah. So that's the scenario too. That's atypical, I would say, right?
Yes, I find.
So it's like I was just thinking about that a lot over the last couple of days. For what reason? I don't know, but I figured that was like a very dumb guy's way of kind of breaking down some of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I do this to my
Broke it
daughter.
down.
Because my daughter tries to manipulate me already, and I go, man, I'm up here. I got you up here. She goes, don't point at your head, because I've been doing it since she was 2. I go, Dad's pretty good at this part. The academics, not so good. When you guys get
Get
to
out
middle
there on
school,
the street.
when you guys get to middle school and it's not math problems, I'm gonna struggle helping y'all. But
What, when it is math problems, you're going to help there too?
math I can do. I can knock that.
Let me look at that middle school math, brother.
I did it the other day, actually. I was like, I wonder if I could do algebra. I just did some basic algebra. Yeah. I just wanted to see if I could
Do algebra for fun.
Well, lately, last few years, I
TI 83.
I haven't. No, I don't need to do sine or cosine and tangent. I don't need to do
Drug wars.
drug wars or make boobies on there.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's one of those. I just was like, there's a thing about curiosity where I haven't been seeing it through, and it's like, why don't I just spend 5 minutes see if I could do this instead of like just fucking around,
Be honest.
doom scrolling.
Is that why your computer's not here? You got upset and you smashed it?
No, I was
Doing
running
bro.
late and I felt bad, and then was like,
Computer smasher from algebra. That's what happened.
I wish. I like almost every day. I
You're like,
want to take
fucking
it.
thing sucks.
I want
And
to Bo Jackson, Bo break it like a wooden bat over my knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go run into the forest and live off
But
land.
not at where the lid closed, like across, like widthwise.
Yeah, widthwise.
Yeah.
But-
not bullshit, just in half, like breaking a cell phone.
Oh, no. I wouldn't. Yeah, I was thinking the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't even think the other way. With it open?
Good.
Yeah.
No.
So that, I don't know. I was just,
Glad we covered that.
I was thinking about that. I don't want to bury the lead because you got some hot fence talk.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to ask a question on this show, you can go to roishow.com, hit us in the contact form, or 813-755-1198. Leave a voicemail. We'll play it.
What? You got that? Where'd that come from? The phone number. That's not your phone number, is it?
I have it, yeah. You think I just gave out a random number?
No, but I mean...
I own it, yes.
Oh.
It's a business line.
Show phone.
Show phone. Business line. Whatever.
Fun.
It's the Tokabaga business. I had to change it a while back. Because those second line apps, they creep up the price like slowly. And then you're like, I'm paying $40 a month for this.
Mm.
Yeah. So I got rid of the old one.
Good. Yeah, the fence.
Yeah. I didn't mean to bury it with all that broad topics, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so real great entertaining things to come from the fence.
Last thought. I was telling my son, we were on call it a family reunion over the weekend. And for all the Gator football players that played in the 1960s, so it's like, there's only like 10 guys left. The guys that are left, it's
sadder every year.
It's a sad game of Guess Who every year. And it's really setting in on everybody to the point where people that wouldn't say anything out loud to me about it now are saying stuff. I'm friends with all the kids of the other players.
Right.
I've been going to this every year since I was a baby. And so it's cool that we do this, but now it's kind of just like, hey, why don't we have a family reunion with 9 other family reunions going on.
Yeah.
Because it's all grandkids, the adult kids. It's pretty cool. And so, what's it called? So my son and I go, Trip, come with me. We'll go get ready in the hotel room. Let your sister go get her hair braided with the girls or whatever. And then I was like, look, man, I'm going to tell you a lesson that you're just going to have to deal with. You're going to have to wait on women.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to.
Oh, I used to say that every day at school.
There's a Brad Paisley song that pisses me off that's about this.
Because we would, you come to PE or you go to the locker room, 2 separate locker rooms. Yeah. And then when we were ready to go out, we'd go out and we would wait on them girls a lot.
Right.
And I'd be like, get used to it.
Right.
Get used to it. Might as well just stop bitching.
Yeah. The earlier I kind of was just like, I need to figure out patience with this. It's just going to be part of my life as a man.
Right.
I'll be ready. Oh, they also get mad that if you wait 15 minutes before you all have to leave and you're not ready yet and you just flop everything on real quick in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Your shit needs to be together. You need to have your shit together.
Well, if I'm living with a woman and I'm with her and it's that thing of like, all right, ready to go in an hour, I might get ready and just chill in whatever I'm wearing.
Yeah. Oh, I've learned to enjoy that time. Relaxation. You've done everything you can.
Yeah. I'll write. I used to, when pre-smartphone, I would sit with a pen and a pad and just write if I had this spare 20 minutes just to kill.
Light a candle.
Or just do nothing. Just
stare at the wall quietly. Yeah. That's nice sometimes.
So I thought I was like, this actually is a good piece of advice to my son. I'm like, the better you deal with this and just figure out what to do in these weird 5 to 30 minutes that you're waiting a lot in your life, the better your life will be.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of lessons being taught.
Now, he had one headphone on one ear and one off like a DJ, and he just goes, uh-huh. And I go, you didn't hear anything I said, did you?
Uh-huh.
Back to multitasking, but people can't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, fences.
Yeah.
Look, you got a post hole.
Digger. Yes, digger.
Why'd you repronounce that?
I just wanted to make sure we got it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatchamacallit, AI transcript. What do you want to know, man? It was exhausting. I had to dig out. This is the end of how long? It was a months-long Mexican standoff with the neighbors because apparently it was their fence on my property that was taken down by the hurricanes.
9 months ago.
Yes. So finally bit the bullet and got the materials, and 2 weeks later it probably took 2 weeks.
That's
when
you said that, I go, that's great that you achieve. That's an achievement.
Yes.
To me, that's not praised enough. Like,
thank you.
You pay off credit card debt. That should be an achievement.
Yeah.
Like celebration.
Yes, a party. I should have a fence party.
Fuck your birthday. Mine's in 2 days. I could give a shit less.
I know.
I don't care though.
Do that.
But I don't give a fuck. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, 41. Who cares?
For a man, I think if you end on a 0, maybe a 5.
It's even more ridiculous. You're like, we're basically like, you're 41, I'm 40. You went out of your way to say that today, earlier.
Yeah, I'm a young buck and you're an old man.
2 days. Okay.
Well, I was factually right.
Yeah, great.
This is why we couldn't be a good gay couple, because we both have the psych game going.
Yeah. It's it.
Exactly. We would both get into hissy.
Him.
Why doesn't he know what I'm thinking?
Physical fights.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I was down in our Ybor City, beautiful 7th Avenue, meeting up with some people on a Saturday.
Right. Stomping grounds.
It's like our Bourbon Street or 6th Street for Austin. It's what it is for Tampa, if anybody's out of the area. And so I'm down there going to meet someone at a bar. I'm wearing my my hoochie shorts that I normally wear now.
Yep, that's kind of your thing now.
My ladies Lululemon neon shorts.
Oh, which gay guys hit on you?
No, even better, dude. So funny. And I was the wrong guy to do this to because I just walked through it. This drunk guy in an Alabama football shirt, of all things, probably 6'2", real skinny, real wiry. He's getting help propped up by his older gay boyfriend who looks like Costanza. And he's walking him out of this place, this bar, and he sees me walk in. I'm looking for my friend. He's like, look at this faggot in his street shorts. And I was like, thank you.
Are you sure they were gay?
If he's not gay, he had the.
Was it a gay bar?
Well, I got confirmation later
Once
because
you
the
got
people I
there,
was meeting, they went to a different bar, so I had to go over there. But they were there.
Oh, you weren't at the gay bar? My bad. I just had to stop by.
It was a reservoir. It was a reservoir.
Usually pretty good about directions and when and where to meet.
Reservoir bar.
Accidentally went to the gay bar.
It's not a gay bar. It's a reservoir bar.
It's any bar you're at.
I've said on this program many a time, I like going to gay bars because I like getting whistled at. I like the attention.
It's nice sometimes.
I go on jogs past gay bar city, so I get whistled at.
Okay.
Yeah, I do stand-up comedy for words of affirmation back.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm no stranger to any of that and saying it on the show. I'm just saying this guy had the lisp of all stereotypical lisps of a gay guy, and wearing an Alabama, it threw me off a little bit afterward. I was like, that was fucking weird. And he's like, look at this fucking faggot.
So was it a wake-up call at all? Or does it go harder? Short?
No, I said thank you and just kept walking. I didn't stop. I go, ooh, I'm the wrong person to do this to because he wanted a reaction out of me.
Yeah.
And then his boyfriend was like pulling him out the door.
Yeah.
As I was
It does it. It's crazy that how many, even like when I was at school and kids would be like, Coach, are you gay? I'm like, no.
There's kids at school? Your students?
Yeah. Like, yeah, Stan kind of gay sometimes, but I don't really care. And it blew their mind that I didn't want to fight them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care. Like, you can think whatever.
Well,
like, fine.
Coach, you gay?
Yeah.
How many times do you think you got asked that in 2 years?
10 probably.
Damn, dude, the nuts on these kids to just ask that to a fucking grown up at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like to make it a safe space.
I guess it's not weird.
It's not a bad, it's not an offensive question.
Well, it's not as taboo now, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
there were kids at the school that were openly gay.
But you said like the kid that sounds pretty hood that was asking you that didn't really care that his buddy was gay. Right. Or does gay stuff or whatever he said, wherever you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of open-minded in a weird way.
Right, I know. It's weird. It's like using the N-word. How much I heard the N-word.
And you love that word.
And no, not so much. Post-hole diggers.
Yes.
But I'd hear it out of children of all races. And it wasn't ever like a thing like, what did you just say? Now, if I hear a hard R, that's different.
Yeah.
But like.
Why is that different?
It just is.
Well, I mean, the N-word is power ranking of like the worst one, I'd say, right? That's the worst word to say.
Right.
If you're not black.
With a hard R.
Yeah.
But like.
Or Puerto Ricans kind of slide in there sometimes. They get to say it sometimes, yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like kids of all races who say it, and it was never a problem.
But not whitey kids?
White kids would say it too. Never even like.
With an A or ER?
That's what. Are you paying attention?
I heard ER.
If I hear a hard R, then I'm like, whoa, what was that?
Okay.
But like, it was always an A, not a hard R.
Well, I've always had that thing from my black friends that are like, yeah, would you say it in the car when you're rapping? And I go, I just skip it. Or I say nougat or ninja. I replace it on my own.
Yeah.
Because that one's the, I've seen more drama over that one than any of the other ones.
Well, yeah. Because, I mean, it's, when there's drama surrounding it, it's used in a certain way.
Like, I got friends from deep Alabama that would stub their toe and say it.
Right.
It was like,
exactly.
It was an all-purpose, it was a utility player word.
Yeah, there's, everybody has their own backstory as to what they're using the word for, and lots of people, it's not good.
Hey, Coach, you gay? Oh my God. So anything about fences are tougher than people think, because you hire someone to do it. Sometimes you go, what the fuck, thousands of dollars to do a wooden fence,
Right.
or a chain link fence,
get it.
and you're like, it's tough. I've done it once.
Yeah. Well, it was like, replacing an old fence, so I had to dig up all the old posts that were in concrete in the ground.
That's a whole day, at least.
That was multiple days, bro. Like just
Concrete. Yeah.
I mean, just trying to dig them up, smashing them. I had a giant, sledgehammer out there to smash the things up, disposing of them. Knocking the old fence down. Even, dude, the hardest part, putting the new one up, is just hauling the fence panels.
And not having
AG, my 67-year-old mom, was on the other side doing it, and I was gassed. I was like, God, don't die here.
Oof. Yeah. When you're starting to do like, oh man, if she passes out, I'm really fucked.
I don't have many more years of her hard labor.
Well, it's also that thing of like, at some point you're like, why don't I have a fucking like wheelbarrow or a wagon to carry shit, or one of those dollies or whatever? You're like,
I have one. And we were gonna do, but it wasn't.
The worst
wasn't feasible.
Is like the beach one that has the off-road tires.
Yeah.
That you see the family that has their shit organized.
Yeah.
And
that you don't think about until you see it again the next time at the beach.
Right.
You're like,
or like, and they have the tent that they can put back in the fucking casing. I
got one of those. It's like pop up.
Oh, I'm talking about the 4-post, like the 4-corner ones that's accordion out diagonally. And it's like, I've never been able to put that thing in correctly the first time I've put it, like tried to get the cover on it.
Yeah.
But same thing, like, you're like, I wish I had a pickup truck,
Yeah.
For some of those.
They have new, it's like a wagon, I guess, that turns into seating.
For kids?
No, for adults.
No.
It's cool.
Is it a Wagoneer?
It's only $40. I was like,
what? Where?
On the online. It's a Facebook ad.
On the online?
But still,
like, get out of here.
I don't think it was. It was like $200. Now on sale for $40. I was like,
Don't buy any electronics or mechanical shit on Temu.
No, yeah, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, those things are cool. But fences are exhausting. Yes, having it all leveled out, got to make it level.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
I will say my mom was very impressed with how level I had everything.
Dude, chicks love level.
Yep.
Even if it's your mom, you're like, I got to show you how level this shit is.
Yes, I was.
It's so level.
Check this out.
You want to level up, girl?
Yeah.
I'm sure she was impressed. I'm sure she wasn't spaced out.
Yeah. Well, JP had come over also at one point while I was still putting up posts.
Yeah, you were doing this all pretty much solo, though.
Yeah. And
leave me alone.
This was after he had borrowed the camera for the 900th time. And
yeah,
I was leveling.
We don't have an episode.
And he walked
His
up,
fault.
and I said, listen, I'm going to level with you.
Boom.
No response. He didn't get it. And I was like, because I'm holding a level.
Well, the boy's never done a fence. He doesn't get it.
It's a fence punt, bro.
Yeah. Why don't you post about it?
I know. That's why I was, call me Post Malone.
What's your post-up game like? I two things, and then we'll get out of here. These are actual real businessy things. Oh, well, one's
How businessy?
One's from Simon Sinek, so not that businessy. He's the Start With Why guy. And he was talking about, he had a friend that was was really in the hole, and she kept reaching out to him. And she's like, I called you, and I just needed you. And he's like, you didn't call me. I didn't see anything. And she's like, yeah. And he goes, and he looks at his text from her. It's a bunch of texts. It's like, hey, what's up? And basically the story is she said, I tried to call you. And he's like, what? You texted, hey, what's up? I didn't know you're really in the dumps and depressed and all this shit. And then he talks about this thing that's kind of interesting. Talking to a friend for 8 minutes helps them feel not alone.
Yeah.
There's a study out there about that. Like, my friends from college that I call still call me a girl for calling them all the time. But I'm in the car.
No, you're good about that.
I'm in the car on the way to gigs. I go, should I listen to a podcast or just randomly call people and say what's up?
Right.
You know? Plus, it's more fun to do that anyway. And so it's like that 8 minutes is really interesting when you talk about, you know, how everyone's kind of getting a little bit less. I think since the pandemic, that's still kind of carried where everybody's kind of keeping themselves a little bit more. And it's super easy to do that, you know?
Yeah. No, that's good. I talked to Henry not too long ago.
A friend of the program, Henry Hollingsworth. Yeah, he called me the other day.
He's always one that I'm like, why don't we talk more? Always makes you feel so good about myself.
I called him on the reg for weeks and like just he actually sent a text that apologized that he disappeared.
Right.
That was on purpose for him though. But he literally is a tree hugger. Good energy guy. He was our mascot.
Not literally.
Yeah, he did. He told us about a time where he did like...
He has, but he's not all the time.
I know, but it was just funny. Just knowing an actual guy that just hugged trees.
In my head, I was like, no, he hasn't. And I was like, oh, wait.
He told...
yes, he has.
Yeah, he told us about doing either DMT or acid and then going around and being like, there's energy in everything.
There's mushrooms.
Maybe. And...
No, that's what it was.
Oh, I don't remember the story exactly. I just remember being like, you know, I want to make fun of it, but I kind of believe a little bit of that. I'm not going to go hug a tree, but I like it if it helps him.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you know, who Ray Dalio is.
No.
He was the CEO of Bridgewater Associates, and there's a thing called the leverage principle. I won't get into it too much because we don't have enough time, but it's something for anybody listening to look up, but it's like, there's a lot of principle. It's a leverage principle, how to get like, he was getting frustrated. We're in this age gap, right? Where you get sandwiched. They call it the sandwich generation of your life or era of your life, where you have kids and then you're going to start taking care of your parents kind of thing. And the later in your 40s you are, that's when these are like the money-making years, according to his kind of theorem, right?
Uh-huh.
And so you want to maximize your time the best you can to maximize wealth as much as you can.
Okay.
And so one thing on this leverage principle that I thought was interesting was you have to audit relationships in your life. And if they're not energizing you in any way, or like it's a temporary thing they're going through, you know, put that aside. But like if it's something where they're energy vampires, Colin Robinson, you got to kind of drop them.
This fucking guy.
And we kind of do that naturally in a way, you know, unconsciously. You'd be like, oh, I'm just going to
feel good about being like, all right, time for my monthly friend audit. Who has energized me recently?
Or a relationship audit sounds harsh because the word audit, just you associate with tax.
Very Scientology.
Yeah, that too. But
is this guy a Scientologist? What is Bridgewater Associates, anyways?
It was the #1 hedge fund company in the world because of this.
CFD.
Because of this. And so he could get, like, for what he used to spend 1 hour on, he would get 50 hours of output after a while. Delegating out for people who are better at this specialty, you know?
Sounds like a robot person.
No, it just sounds like a nerd.
Oh.
You know?
What's the difference?
But it's also like a relationship audit is a shorthand way to say it. But really, it's just sitting down and assessing your life and your relationships in your life and going, is this good for me?
Right.
That's that one thing we were talking about years ago. The 5 people you hang out with the most influence you. And then they added to that, which was the 5 people they hang out with the most, or 4, because you're probably one of them, maybe, is indirectly contributing to you.
Yeah.
And so it's like one of those things where, you know, and
I think it's more of a natural subconscious thing that people do that. You know,
I don't think you and I have this problem so much, but I think there's a lot of people out there that can't not say yes to whatever is a lot of people.
Yes, I know people like
people
that.
freezers.
Yeah, exactly. I learned a long time ago to just not give a shit if they don't, like, I'm sorry that you're taking my energy all the time. I can't have that.
Right.
I just stop worrying about it.
Yeah. I don't like Coke energy around me, even if they don't do Coke.
Right.
I don't like,
Exactly. You're up here too much.
I don't like lazy because I can get down to that real easy. I can bum with the best of
I
them.
like pretty much however I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I don't mirror, but I do get,
No, you are the mirror. You need to be me.
well,
What you're saying.
you need to be me.
No, you're saying.
No, you're saying that.
See, this is where I'm getting confused.
No. Well, no, we work well together.
That's because I don't understand it.
You're calm and I need to get calmer sometimes. And I'm trying to, get jacked up a little bit more.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I know you want to do that sometimes.
Yes.
So that kind of works. That's a good kind of mutually beneficial thing. But
Right.
I'm saying like everybody's had someone that's like just a drain on them.
Mhm.
Family members.
Or I was going to say it's almost always family members who you feel like you can't just not do that for it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell my son, we're not hanging out anymore.
Like, bro, you energize me more.
No,
You wouldn't even energize me anymore.
I'm so proud of the boy. He did the worm in front of 100 people the other night. I was like, that's like, goddamn, what a good boy.
Yeah.
And he watched the NBA finals with me and hazed me for going for the Pacers.
Hmm.
I was like, you paper champion fucks.
Yeah.
Halliburton
Good.
wrecked his heel.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the only reason y'all won.
Yeah. I mean,
And
go down in
running,
game 7.
for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I know. But if you're born in Tampa, you can be agnostic basketball wise.
Yeah. To be a Thunder fan.